Welcome to Stopping Goliath. My name is J Kimmel, and today we're going to discuss an ongoing story about Walgreens, their decision to follow state laws, and Governor Newsom, which is the governor of California, punishing them for saying they want to follow the law. All right, so there are 4 links to 4 separate articles in the description of this video. They're all from Christian Post, and they're all kind of tailgating one another in this ongoing saga of Walgreens and the abortion pill. By the way, if you think that others should know this truth once you're done watching this video, please like it. Make a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this topic. And please share this video with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and if you hit that notify bell, you'll know immediately when we drop a new video on the channel. All right, so Walgreens and CVS, the 2 largest pharmacies in the United States, have basically become our neighborhood drug dealers. And that's one of the headlines on the articles that you'll find in the description of this video. They are now selling, of course, the abortion pill. They have become certified so that they can sell this over the counter. And in states where it's legal, they can even mail out this abortion pill. And if you're not familiar with this medication, it can terminate a pregnancy. In other words, it can cause the baby fetus that's alive to die up to 10 weeks of pregnancy. And one of the things that most people don't know is that the FDA, which is, of course, who has to approve drugs like this, 46% of their budget comes from donations from pharmaceutical companies. You might not have realized that the FDA was so reliant on money from big pharma, but they are. Now, never mind that CVS and Walgreens have had some legal troubles lately as it comes to pharmaceuticals. You may not realize they were essentially found guilty of enabling the opioid crisis, and between them have agreed to $5 billion, not 5 million, $5 billion in fines. And Walgreens, for example, had over 50 stores that were found to be taking fake prescriptions for opioids, and they knew they were fake when they were filling them. So 50 stores, pretty amazing. And yet, of course, they're going to be one of the primary suppliers for this abortion pill. Ironically, one of the reasons that the pro-choice movement says they need this pill is because minorities don't have access to what they call healthcare, in other words, abortions, which is pretty interesting since abortion is the #1 cause of death for Black Americans. In fact, if you look at the next 10 causes of death, number 2 through 11, add them all together, it still does not equal the number of abortions in the Black community. And about 40% of all abortions come in the Black community. So saying they don't have access to abortion is pretty crazy. So let's just take that for a moment and set it aside, because with this abortion pill, as you know, Roe v. Wade got overturned last year, and 20 states now prohibit abortions in some way or another. And so the attorneys general of these 20 states got together and they sent kind of a notice, a memorandum, a letter to CVS and Walgreens saying, hey, don't try to sell this abortion drug in states like ours where abortion is now illegal. And so Walgreens came out and said, we will not sell the abortion drug or mail it to any state where abortions are illegal. So now, I want to make sure we kind of understand what's happening here, because it's very interesting to me that California has taken a stance against it, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's important to know Walgreens is not what you would call a conservative company. They certainly don't fall on the Christian side of political agendas by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, recently, just like Target stores, they changed their bathroom policy. So now a man who, for example, looks like me, I can go use the women's restroom and they won't stop me. In fact, their associates are told, do not stop anyone from going in either bathroom. So I can follow your wife into the bathroom if I choose. I can follow your granddaughter, your little 8-year-old granddaughter. If she's going to use the restroom, I can follow her in and they won't do anything about it. You know, when Target instituted that policy, in the first year, there were 82 incidents of either peeping toms, sexual assault, or flat out rape in their bathrooms, where with the new bathroom policy, men simply followed, mostly children, by the way. Most of those crimes were perpetrated against minors, not against adult women. But horrible things happened, and just try to find the information online about that now. You'll have to go through page after page after page of stories that applaud this bathroom policy before you'll find all of these people who have been attacked in these bathrooms. So this is not a conservative organization. But here, California Governor Newsom gets up and says, hey, Walgreens, if you're not going to be pro-choice, and it's interesting his terms, if you're not going to sell the abortion drug in states where it's illegal, then we're going to cut out our contract with you. And you're probably thinking, what in the world? Why would California have a contract with Walgreens in the first place? Well, it's primarily for drugs that are sold into the prison system. There are some specialty drugs. California uses Walgreens to fill those prescriptions, and it's about a $54 million contract per year. So Governor Newsom has threatened to cancel this contract. We're not going to use you anymore, Walgreens, because you won't break the law. Isn't that interesting? So what can we do about it? Well, the first thing, as always, is we need to be praying. We need to be praying for all of our government officials. We need to be praying for all of the people, especially these young ladies, mostly young ladies, who are considering abortion, not understanding that they're being deceived about the action they're about to take. They really don't realize what they are doing. Many, many, many of them. We need to be praying for them. We also need to make others aware of the truth. We need to understand that rule of law is not important to our opposition. Our federal government, state governments like the state of California, they are hell-bent on accomplishing their agenda, whether the laws are against them or not. They are going to do what they are going to do. And unfortunately, in federal case, they have the Justice Department behind them. We haven't seen one person arrested in Jane's Revenge, which is all of the violence against churches and pregnancy resource centers. But God forbid you try to stand outside an abortion clinic and help women make a different choice. You're probably going to get in trouble for it. So the last thing that we can do, of course, is to share information like this with our friends and our family. We can choose to share this video. We can choose to like and subscribe. I want you to realize, too, that you have a choice in whether or not you support the companies that hate Jesus. These companies, not just in their mind, but in their actions, put policies in place that are directly in violation of God's law. Companies like Hershey's, companies like Walgreens and Target, even Cracker Barrel, they put policies in place that directly go against the teaching of Jesus. And so we as Christians have a choice. Do we continue to support them or not? The last thing is, please stand up for the unborn. You are their only hope. And every child that survives will be glad that you did.